Hello everyone, Weather Jamaica here. Welcome to this updated video on weather across Jamaica and the rest of the Caribbean. It is Friday evening, December 20, 2024. Now before we jump into it, please ensure that you guys like the video. I'd really appreciate it if you guys get this video up to 100 likes. If you don't know by now, that's how the YouTube algorithm works. We all like the video and then the YouTube algorithm pushes the video out to more persons who are in the path of the tropical systems so that we can keep everyone safe, especially during the peak months of Atlantic hurricane season, that's August through to October. Share this video with your friends, your co-workers, your relatives, and even your church brethren, and subscribe if you haven't yet done so. Please ensure that you guys utilize the progress bar at the bottom of the video, as well as the timestamps that are located in the comment section, as well as the video description, so that you can skip to the point in the video that you want to see the most, so that we can save time, because you know that videos over here where the Jamaica can be very long. Leave a comment down below letting me know what the that's been like in your year recently. Also feel free to ask any weather related question that you might have about the future of the weather in your specific area. Alright, so let us take a look at the Atlantic hurricane and tropical storm activity based on data from 1944 to 2020. And we can see that we're right here. We're at the last 10 days, or the last 11 days I should say, of December, so somewhere in here. And we can see that in terms of activity as represented by the reds and the yellows, definitely tapering off for sure. We haven't been getting much of anything at all, but that doesn't mean that it's impossible. You can definitely get systems this time of year, but it is a very rare. Actually, if we look at data that was collected since records began in 1851 all the way up to 2023, we can see that from the time period between December 21 to December 31, these are the spots that we've had systems formed. Right here to the northwest of the Cabo Verde Islands, pushing northwestward and pushing towards west and dissipating. And we also have another one that formed right here across the northern portions of the main development region, that pushed southwestward into portion of the Leeward Island and then pushed southward and then dissipated. So we can see that we've definitely had systems that formed in the past during these last couple of days of December, but it is very rare, even although it's not impossible. If we take a look at the sea surface temperature anomalies, this just came out yesterday, December 19, and we can see all of the yellows into the oranges that represents way above normal sea surface temperatures still plaguing the Atlantic. And trust me, if this should continue into the 2025 Atlantic hurricane season, we might just be looking at a very active season as well. That's if we don't get the El Nino that we've been hearing about so far. Right now we're still working on getting the La Nina. Not sure if it has been declared by the NOAA as yet, but we know these sea surface temperatures have a lot to do with the development of these tropical systems, not to mention the ocean heat content, which is still way above normal. Well, not really sure, because they're still showing the ocean heat content from November 22. I haven't updated it as yet. Maybe sometime next year it might be updated. Either way, this is still a lot of warm, deep water. Yellows, oranges, reds, especially in and around the Greater Antilles near Jamaica. We know that's what these tropical systems thrive off of. Whatever updates come, I'll definitely be here to keep you all posted. Alright, so we're going to be looking at what the next 7 days have in store for us in terms of what the Euro as well as the GFS supercomputer models are showing. We're going to be focusing our attention right here at the timestamp at the top. We're just going to be going on to the next 168 hours. We're going to be looking right here across the Western Hemisphere, the Caribbean, including the Southwestern Atlantic, the Western main development region, as well as the Southeastern Gulf. But you know, we're looking at the moisture that's expected, especially across Jamaica right here. And we're looking for all of this that we see on the key on the right. The reds, the oranges, the yellows, the greens, that represents inches of rainfall. So let us see what the next 7 days hold. So we're going out to next Friday. So considering that today is Friday, December 20, we're going out to next Friday. So clearly we can see that there's already a lot of moisture plaguing Hispaniola. We see the greens into the yellows at some heavy rainfall, and we definitely saw that on the latest infrared. Let us look at the latest infrared. Look at all of these thunderstorms lashing Puerto Rico, the Dominican Republic, and Haiti. Like, are we sure that we're in December? Because this is crazy. This is some deep convection that's currently affecting them as we speak. So heading into Saturday, we see what's expected. More of a northerly kind of flow with more moisture across northern Jamaica. Some moisture in and around the Caribbean for sure. Heading into Sunday, we see some amount of rainfall to the south of Haiti, to the south of Jamaica, across the southwestern Caribbean right there. Heading into Monday, we see the moisture right there. Still to the south of Jamaica for sure. Some of this starting to spill into Jamaica as we head into Tuesday and Wednesday. We're talking about Christmas Eve into Christmas Day. Very interesting that it's looking to be a bit wet. The Euro model not as robust as the GFS. Going to be showing you the GFS shortly, but we're going to be stopping right here at 12:00 on Friday, December 27. And we can see all of the moisture as represented by the green stretching from the eastern Caribbean to the south of Hispaniola into Jamaica, all the way across into the western Caribbean. Very interesting forecast for sure. Let us see what the GFS is showing. So we just looked at the latest Euro that came out at 3:30 p.m. today. Now we're looking at the latest GFS that came out an hour ago. Alright, so going out into Saturday, we see the rainfall that should be plaguing northern Jamaica, given that northeasterly flow that's coming down from the, well, I guess the northern portion of the North Atlantic right there. Heading into Sunday, we see the bout of moisture across the southwestern Caribbean to the south of Hispaniola right there. Heading into Monday, so that was Sunday. Monday now, look at all of the moisture starting to push into Jamaica according to the GFS. The Euro was focusing more of the moisture across Jamaica on Tuesday into Wednesday, so very interesting forecast. This is 0 on Wednesday, which is actually 7 p.m. on Tuesday. A lot of dark greens that represents what? 2 to maybe 4 inches of rainfall if it actually verifies, spilling into the Cayman Islands, Honduras, Nicaragua as well. Thursday, well, 0 on Thursday is actually 7 p.m. on Wednesday. We see the moisture still plaguing Jamaica. Heading into Thursday now, yes, we still have some moisture, but not as robust as what we are going to be getting in on Tuesday into Wednesday. And we're going to be stopping it right here at 18 on Friday, December 27. And we can see all of the moisture that's going to be affecting portions of the waters in and around Jamaica, the southeastern Gulf. Clearly we see some differences. We saw a string of moisture stretching from the eastern Caribbean to the western Caribbean and the Euro. GFS has more of the moisture in and around Jamaica and across the southeastern Gulf of Mexico right there. Very interesting forecast. Either way, in terms of the accumulated precipitation forecast, excuse me, for the next 7 days, this is what the Euro and the GFS supercomputer models are showing. So we can see a lot of moisture in the dark reds into the purples and the pinks that we know represents anywhere from 2 all the way up to maybe 5 inches of rainfall in store for the waters to the east of the Bahamas, Hispaniola, especially the Dominican Republic, section of Puerto Rico. We're talking about the waters to the south of Hispaniola, stretching all the way into northeastern Jamaica, passing to the south of us, spilling into the eastern Yucatan, sections of Belize, northeastern Guatemala, Honduras, eastern Nicaragua, Costa Rica, Panama, sections of Colombia and western Venezuela right here. And if we take a look at the GFS right here, we can see the similarities. Clearly we can see that there's going to be an increase in the amount of rainfall, especially across northeastern parishes for sure. We also see dark reds into the purples and the pinks. It's going to be affecting portions of Honduras, sections of Costa Rica, Panama, Colombia right there, the Dominican Republic, eastern Cuba there. And we know that some of this rainfall could definitely trigger some amount of flash flooding, and it's the fact that both the Euro and the GFS supercomputer models are showing something similar that makes it a bit more believable. And if we take a closer look at Jamaica in terms of the accumulated precipitation, let us see. The next 7 days are definitely still showing that the most rainfall should be plaguing northeastern parishes. We're talking about St. Anne, St. Mary, Portland. We see the greens into the yellows, oranges right there. The GFS even more robust, even incorporating majority of the island into getting the rainfall. Yes, there's gonna be rainfall on the south coast, but clearly the most in-depth rainfall should be affecting sections of St. Anne, St. Mary, Portland for sure. We're seeing the yellows into the oranges, the pinks into the reds. That represents all the way from 30 up to 100 millimeters or so. Look at this number right here of the coast of Portland, 151 millimeters of rainfall. That's ridiculous right here. The Euro showing up to at least 80, maybe 90 millimeters. We'll see exactly what unfolds, and I'll definitely be here to keep you posted. If we take a look at the surface map of the Atlantic for this evening, we can see broken orange lines right here stretching all the way into Hispaniola, associated with a trough. That's the trough that's lashing them as we speak with some amount of showers and thunderstorms. We can see this blue spike line right here stretching into the northwestern Caribbean, associated with a cold front. Another frontal system right here stretching from the northern portion of North Atlantic all the way down to the north of the main development region. And if we take a look at the visible satellite images of the Atlantic before the sun went down, we can make out all of these entities. First of all, the clouds associated with the frontal system across the northwestern Caribbean right here to the east of the US. The clouds associated with the trough, definitely lashing portions of Hispaniola with some amount of shower and thunderstorm activity as we speak. And if we take a look at the infrared satellite images, we can definitely make out the thunderstorm activity that's affecting portions of Hispaniola as we speak. Look at the sparkling white dots that we know represent some amount of lightning strikes, if not lightning flashes, affecting the Dominican Republic and Haiti right now. Even sections of Puerto Rico getting in on some of the thunderstorm activity, as well as southeastern Nicaragua, sections of Panama, Colombia right there getting in on some of the thunderstorm activity. If we take a look, well, that's what they're getting as we speak, and that's a bit concerning considering that it is the month of December and we usually wrap up the thunderstorm season during the month of December. So it's very concerning that they're getting in some thunderstorm activity, if not some amount of flash flooding taking place. But we'll be talking more about the rest of the Caribbean a little later on. Let us focus our attention on the prediction that was made in yesterday's video about the weather across Jamaica for today, Friday, December 20, 2024. Alright, so it was stated that we would have received some isolated showers across sections of some eastern, central, and western parishes, and especially southern parishes during Friday afternoon. And we know eastern parishes, we're talking about those parishes in the county of Surrey, like Portland, St. Thomas, Kingston, St. Andrew. Central parishes, and we're talking about those parishes in the county of Middlesex, like St. Anne, St. Mary, Manchester, Clarendon, St. Catherine. While western parishes, and we're talking about those parishes in the county of Cornwall, like St. Elizabeth, Westmoreland, Hanover, St. James, and Trelawney. And our southern parishes, we're talking about Westmoreland, St. Elizabeth, Manchester, Clarendon, St. Catherine, Kingston, St. Andrew, and St. Thomas. And what ended up happening? As late as 3:01 p.m., the visible satellite image was posted here on our Twitter page at Weather Jamaica. And I'd like for you to keep in mind that these posts aren't only made here on our Twitter page at Weather Jamaica, but they're also made on our Instagram page at weather.jamaica, on our TikTok page at Weather Jamaica, and on our Facebook page at Weather Jamaica 876. So if you have one of those social media platforms, please ensure that you follow us there as we make posts throughout the day that you can't afford to miss. So we can see the visible satellite image right here showing that we're receiving some amount of cloud cover, if not some isolated showers, across sections of some southern parishes. We're talking about St. Elizabeth, Manchester, section of Clarendon, St. Catherine, even sections of Portland into St. Thomas was getting in on some of the overcast skies, if not some isolated shower activity. So it definitely verified for sure. But do we have any comments from some of our followers to confirm what the weather was like in their area today? Let us see if we got any comments. Doesn't seem like we got any at all. Let's see on Facebook. Not much of anything at all to confirm. Oh, I think we have one right here. Alright, so we have one right here on our YouTube page from Antonique Leachman 4504 stating, yeah, I can relate to your sentence. It is overcast right now in Old Harbor, St. Catherine. Alright, so that indeed confirms what took place today. And if we take a look at the halfway tree live cam, by the way, I'd like for you to keep in mind that if you'd like to see more live streams like this, just visit See Jamaica. They show halfway tree crossroads live for your viewing pleasure. And they're planning on increasing the amount of cameras that they have in and around the island. So subscribe today to their channel so that you don't miss out. But clearly we can see that it was more so partly cloudy across halfway tree. Some clouds across the hills of St. Andrew. That's normal. Nothing significant taking place in terms of bad weather, but that could definitely change as we head close to Christmas Day. So enjoy the sun while it lasts. If we take a look at the very latest still image from the Weather Nerds website, let's see what's happening right now. By the way, the visible satellite images that were shown today highlighted the low level flow. Look at the low level flow coming in from the north, and then we had those clouds building across sections of some southern parishes for sure, and we also see the cirrus clouds being sheared off to the east northeast just as we stated, and we even had a brief isolated thunderstorm activity right here to the southeast of Clarendon, to the southwest of St. Catherine. Maybe they might have gotten on some of the activity right there for sure. I definitely saw that on the Doppler radar imagery for sure. But as of right now, not seeing much of anything. Let us reload these images that we have the very latest still image. The very latest still images as of 0005 UTC, which is actually 7:05 p.m. So this just came out 8 minutes ago, considering that it's 7:13 p.m. right now. And we can see that mostly the cirrus clouds is all we're seeing that are being sheared off towards the northeast or the east northeast. Not much in the way of bad weather taking place at all. And if we match it to what we're seeing here on the Cuban Doppler radar images, not seeing much of anything in terms of bad weather. Just some isolated shores right there to the southwest of the western peninsula of Haiti. Taking a look at the Guantanamo Bay Cuban naval radar imagery, we can make out some rainfall affecting the western peninsula of Haiti right there. Sections of eastern Cuba, not much affecting Jamaica or the water surrounding the island at all. Same goes for the Cayman Islands, not much affecting the Cayman Islands, but some isolated shores to the south of that island. And if you take a look at the very latest, what's happening right here on Crossroads Camp, not much of anything. Definitely going to be a fair night. We can see people walking about, going about their business. Whoever is going on a night shift, going to work. Whoever is going home, walking home, or basically in their vehicles getting ready, or on their way home, or wherever they're going. Definitely going to be a fair night tonight. Taking a look at the temperatures right now, we can see about 25 degrees Celsius in both Montego Bay and Kingston. And by about 4 a.m. on Saturday, temperature should dip down to about 24 degrees Celsius in Montego Bay, 23 degrees Celsius in Kingston. Taking a look at the temperature forecast for tomorrow, this map from the GFS is valid for 18th on Saturday. When calculated, that's about 1 p.m. on Saturday. And we can see Jamaica right here embedded in some gray colors for the most part. We know the gray color represents 0 on the key on the right. That represents average temperatures. And we can see the cold front line right here. It should be somewhere right here for Saturday, but that's as far as it goes. We're not going to be getting in on these blues into the greens that represent some very cooler than average temperatures. Maybe we might notice the drop in temperature a bit, especially during the morning time. But for the most part, average temperatures is basically in store for us. And what are the average temperatures for the month of December across Jamaica? Around 87 degrees Fahrenheit. And when we take a look at the thermometer, 87 degrees Fahrenheit is about the same as 30 degrees Celsius. So that's going to be the temperature forecast for Saturday. And we don't see anything here from the My GPS online about any scheduled maintenance outages. That's very good for the Christmas season. Guess they plan for this time of year. Either way, if the 30 degrees Celsius is a bit too hot for you tomorrow, try to beat the heat with these tips. It states here, dress down, wear lightweight clothing and use sunscreen. Check on others including children, elderly people with medical conditions and pets. Be cool, stay indoors and make use of fans and air conditioners. Avoid alcohol and caffeine as they can make dehydration worse. Limit non-essential strenuous activity during the hottest parts of the day. And always stay hydrated. Put away the sugar drinks. Drink water instead. If we take a look at the dry air map, you know the dry air is represented by what we see on the key on the bottom. The yellows, the oranges, the reds, the whites within those reds. And we can see a lot of dry air across the main development region, the northern portion of the North Atlantic, reaching into the Gulf of Mexico. But we have the most moist air across the Caribbean. Look at all of these blues. Lots of moisture, which explains all the thunderstorm that portion of Hispaniola and Puerto Rico are receiving as we speak. But in terms of the Saharan dust forecast now, hold on, let me find the right Saharan dust forecast because that is showing. By the way, look at this. As we head into Saturday, look at the Saharan dust coming. This is where it should be by 2 p.m. on Saturday. And look at this dark shade of brown that we know represents the vigorous plume that can cause very hazy skies. Very interesting, but look at what's going to be happening as we head into Sunday. It's definitely pushing westward and it's that vigorous plume too. Monday, and it's heading into the Eastern Caribbean, but will all of this vigorous plume make it as far westward as Jamaica maybe next week to cause us some hazy skies? We know the Saharan dust and definitely trigger some amount of respiratory illnesses in some persons. Asthma, sinusitis. Hopefully the more west it goes, the more it dwindles, and I'll definitely be here to keep you posted with whatever occurs. If we take a look at the wave forecast for tomorrow, the Caribbean for the most part getting on those lighter shades of blues to slightly darker shades of blues. We're talking about 0.5 for meter wave height all the way up to 1.5 meter wave heights, and that's because the winds are going to be averaging anywhere from 5 to 10, maybe all the way up to 15 knots. And we see the general flow of the winds, especially across the Western Caribbean from the north, all courtesy of the flow brought about by the frontal system. Eastern Caribbean more of an easterly or east-southeasterly flow across those areas. Across the Central Caribbean, more of an east-southeasterly, and then curving towards the southwestern Caribbean kind of flow. And regarding Jamaica's close-up, more of a northeasterly flow, so we might get in on that relief rainfall, especially across the hilly areas of the north coast, Portland, St. Mary right here. We can't rule out some daytime heating, bring about some rainfall across sections of some southern parishes, so I'll definitely be here to keep you posted on my other social media platforms with whatever occurs. Either way, whatever comes off of the sea could definitely bring some isolated shores sections of northern Jamaica, and we see the upper level flow still pushing those cloud tops towards the northeast. A strong upper level wind shear for sure. If we take a look at the rainfall forecast for tomorrow, this map from the Euro and this map from the GFS are both showing 8 a.m. on Saturday. And where do we see the blues represent rainfall? Across sections of some northern parishes. We're talking about Hanover, St. James, Trelawney, maybe sections of St. Anne, St. Mary, Portland might get on some of the action for sure. Skipping ahead now to about 3 p.m. Look at this. Definitely some blues represent rainfall across eastern Jamaica, more so northeastern parishes, Portland, St. Mary. But clearly, southern Jamaica could get now some of the action. We're talking about maybe Manchester, maybe St. Elizabeth, Clarendon, St. Catherine. And that's the afternoon. Just as predicted, especially given the northeasterly flow. So that's the forecast. Northern Jamaica, some amount of rainfall, especially during the morning hours. And then southern Jamaica during the afternoon. And even the accumulated precipitation forecast maps are showing something, even although it's not much, up to 0.12 of an inch of rainfall across Portland and the Euro, up to 0.18 of an inch of rainfall across the same area on the GFS. And we know it's the dry season, it's December. So we're used to getting less rainfall, especially on the south coast. In Kingston, we usually receive up to an inch of rainfall. In Montego Bay, we usually receive close to 4 inches of rainfall. And I'd like for you to keep in mind that if you'd like to find out what your specific parish usually receives, you can visit weatherandclimate.com, and they'll show you that information. And you can use this nice graphic right here that converts rainfall from inches to millimeters. You know that 1 inch of rainfall is about the same as 25 millimeters of rainfall. Alright, so that's it for the forecast across Jamaica. Let us focus our attention on the rest of the Caribbean. So, as stated, the trough is definitely doing a number on Hispaniola as we speak. Lots of shower and thunderstorm activity affecting the Dominican Republic especially. You can also see some rainfall affecting sections of Guadeloupe, Dominica, Martinique right now. So too sections of Panama, Costa Rica, Nicaragua, Honduras, Belize, Guatemala. And if we take a look at the Doppler radar images over there around Puerto Rico, let's see what's happening. We can see the rainfall affecting the Dominican Republic, the waters to the south of Puerto Rico as we speak. Taking a look at the Barbados radar, not seeing much happening, but if we take a look at the weather view of Doppler radar images, we can see some rainfall to the east of Nicaragua, affecting portions of northwestern Honduras. And regarding where the rainfall is expected within the next 24 hours, both maps from the year and the GFS are showing all the rainfall that's expected from now up until 10 p.m. on Saturday. We can see that rainfall is definitely in store for portion of the southern Bahamas, Turks and Caicos, Haiti, Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, Guadeloupe, Dominica, Martinique, St. Lucia, St. Vincent and Grenadines, Grenada, section of Barbados, Trinidad and Tobago, Guyana, Suriname, French Guyana, southern and western Venezuela, Colombia, Panama, Costa Rica, eastern Nicaragua, sections of northern Honduras, northeastern and northern Guatemala, as well as eastern Belize and the eastern portion of the Yucatan Peninsula. And we can see that both the Euro and the GFS models are in consensus with this forecast. I know that when they're in consensus like this, the chances of it actually happening are much higher. Alright, so that's it for today. Thanks for watching.